If you're watching this video, you've probably made a game before, or you're on a journey to make games. It's 2025, people. If you have that game idea in your head and you want to make it, make it. If you have a game that you want to publish, then go publish it. We're only moving forward, so there's no point in just saying what if or is this actually gonna do well. Just try it out. You never actually know. And don't forget, you're not alone. I'm also trying to go on a game development journey, and if you don't want to do this alone, you can go subscribe to me and watch my videos of me making my games. I completely understand. With every idea comes a plan. You need to think of all these factors. I mean, there's the cons and the pros, which I did make a video about. There's even the time management. I mean, if you don't know how to manage your time when making a game, then it's gonna be really difficult. It can be as little as just opening the project so it can feel like you've done something instead of waiting the next week. That can eventually turn in waiting for next month. And I know you guys do that, so don't try lying about it. It can even be practicing the things that you're not very good at. I mean, I really suck at art, but I'm gonna keep on trying so I can do a bit better at it. Then I'd probably say one of the hardest factors is the motivational factor. There are so many ways to keep yourself motivated or just not getting bored from the game. The reason why I even made this channel was to stay consistent and to give myself a reason to make these games and not give up too quickly. Some people tend to make really big projects that make them give up really quickly, so instead you can try making really small projects that are fun but not too easy to work on and not too hard either. Also, it's so important that you know how to take breaks. There's this thing that I like to call burnout. Burnout is when you are constantly working at something and not giving time to yourself to rest and take a break from the project, so you start getting really tired, you start asking yourself what's the point, and then you just eventually give up. So I cannot stress this enough. Take your breaks. This applies to everyone and everything. If you need motivation or somebody to tell you don't give up or something along the lines of that, ask a friend for help. I mean, you never know who's also kind of familiar in what you like too. You can subscribe to my channel. A little promotion there. We can build a community to gather a bunch of game developers who are beginners who can help each other out, you know, build each other up. You also want to ask yourself, why do I want to do this in the first place? It could be because of money, you know, we all want to make some money. So if that's the case, then you really want to listen to the advice that I have given so far. And I am not a money expert, but I do know there are people who are. If you're doing this as a hobby or you're just trying to learn about game development and how to code and how to make art and all that good stuff, then I'd really just say don't get burnt out and make it fun for yourself. Making something fun for yourself is one of the best ways to continue to have consistency and motivation. If you can't find a way to continuously keep yourself engaged in what you are working on, then it is going to be very difficult to continue working on it. It will start to feel like a boring job that is a chore and you have to keep doing it, and you don't want to feel like that. You want to feel like it's your choice and it's really fun doing it. Before I came to Unity, I was a really bad Roblox game developer. I tried making big games so I'd be like the next Adopt Me, and I failed horribly. I worked so hard on those thumbnails and it was so difficult. By the time I got working on the game, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to make it, and I tried every tutorial and I gave up. I had one game that did okay, and it was an HD admin house. And if we know anything about admin houses, they're literally just free models that you copy and paste into the game and you don't actually do anything. Never again. Then I switched over to Unity and I tried making a game called Cecilia's Journey. At first, I was doing really well. I was making all the art. Do you see a little bit of a trend here? Then I actually had to make the game, and it turned out horrible, and I couldn't even function it correctly. Realized my mistake was big dreams, little experience, so I simply made small games, growing experience. Then I actually started to learn something. So then I started to make a little bit bigger games, and those games are Phobic and Blueprint, and I actually posted them on YouTube. And to stay motivated, I had help from good artists for free because they're my friends. Yes, I have friends. And that allowed me to actually learn and work on the parts of the game that make it a game and that make it playable. No matter how boring it got, I always found a way to make it fun again. To be honest with you, I don't even know how I'm learning the languages. I don't even know how I'm understanding what I'm doing. I just do it. Another thing is that we should not compare ourselves to other game developers. I see really small new developers comparing themselves to games like Roblox, Fortnite, Minecraft, all the big games. I don't really know many of them, but that does lead us to losing motivation in our own work. And I have experienced that too. Something you need to understand is that these game developers work really, really hard, and they probably have many failed games. I can guarantee you that they worked really hard, stayed consistent, and updated it, or they sold the game to someone who would. It will probably take many bad games to make one good game, and that's the hard part, but the truth. I think all aspects of game development is difficult, even thinking about what you're gonna make. Tying back to my Roblox days, you think about the HD admin house. Before that, I had like a scary amount of games based off free models and tutorials, but HD admin house found its way through and made it. And I believe that if you work hard on something, then it's gonna do well. So work hard on your game. Another thing that I find really difficult is actually making the ideas, like I said. So I do want to say it is okay to use other game ideas to inspire what you make, not copying. I mean, Cecilia's journey was inspired by Alto's Adventure. I think that was the name. I still failed horribly, but it was a really good game. Also, you want to think about what you want to make in terms of the category. For example, I like a lot of strategy games, so I wanted to make a 2D strategy game. Therefore, I made Blueprint, especially Blueprint, and Phobic. Sometimes you might want to make your idea based off you or real life things. So for example, I'm a really fast typer. I don't want to go too much detail about it, but the game I'm currently thinking of working on is going to be about reaction time. So I'm really hoping that the idea does well, because I honestly would love to see this. That's all I have for this video, so don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Eat your bread and don't get constipated.